Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So, topic here that we are going to discuss today, it is a very simple topic that is the bleaching powder. As in our daily life, we just used to listen that word. We are going to use the bleaching powder for the purpose of the cleaning of the water or to remove the stains. But what is the bleaching powder chemically? So, we will discuss today about this. Basically, bleaching powder it is a compound that is simple formed by the action of the chlorine with the two other compounds like calcium and oxygen. Now, from where this calcium and oxygen just come in contact with, it is basically the use of the slaked lime, which is the calcium hydroxide. And by the formula, the bleaching powder is can written as CaOCl and chlorine. This is the simple formula for the bleaching powder. And now the bleaching powder formula can also be written in a closed form like CaOCl2. This is the basically oxy compound of the chlorine and calcium in which they are going to combine and forming this simple compound which is known as the bleaching powder. So this is the chemical formula of this compound. Now how we can be able to prepare this? What type of method we can use for this preparation? Here we have its preparation. It can only be prepared by the action of the chlorine, which is Cl2, on dry slaked lime. The slaked lime is the compound of calcium and oxygen hydrogen, which is written as calcium hydroxide. By the use of the which one of the following method, the number one method is Hazen-Clever's method, which is the old method for the preparation of the bleaching powder. And the second method, which is the new method or modern method, it is the Beckmann's method. Now, what is the main reaction that just takes place for the preparation of the bleaching powder over there? It slaked lime, calcium hydroxide, it is going to be react with the chlorine and forming the bleaching powder compound, which is calcium, CaOCl and Cl, and with the production of the water molecule. Now, we will discuss the Hazen-Clever's method, that what is the main apparatus used and how we can be able to prepare this. So first one method is Hazen-Clever's method. This is a very simple method for the preparation that was used earlier, or it is also called as the old method. In this method, we just use an apparatus, and that apparatus just consists of 4 to 8 cylinders, and these cylinders are just placed one above the other horizontally. Like this, if we have this cylinder, then they are placed horizontally above one another, forming a stake of the cylinders. Then they are just interconnected and provided with the stirrers. The stirrers are the simple rods that are used to mix up the simple type of the mixture, and they are interconnected with one another. Now the next step is the slake lime is added through the hopper in the upper cylinder. So the upper cylinder where we just add up the slaked lime, in which the slaked lime is the simple compound of calcium hydroxide. When it is just transported from upper cylinder, then from one cylinder to the other with the rotating stirrer, it is moving one after the other. As here we have 4 to 8 cylinders that are interconnected and kept like a horizontally one over the other. As we have just the rotating stirrers, now the chlorine is introduced through the lower cylinder. So we will introduce the chlorine from this side, that is just rises up, and it is going to be react with the slaked lime, and it just forms the compound that we required. It is known as the bleaching powder. So this is a simple method that we can use for the preparation of the bleaching powder. And after this, it is just collected through the outlet. That outlet is at the lowest cylinder. So this was this Hazen-Claver's method for the preparation of the bleaching powder. After this, we have here the Beckman's method. Now, what is the main principle of the Beckman's method, that how we can use for this production of the bleaching powder? In this method, basically a cast of iron tower with 8 horizontal shelves is used. So here we have the 8 horizontal shelves that has been used, and in each half or each shelf there is a rotating rack. So this is the basically rotating rack that just can be called as the stereo. These are the simple racks or the shelves. Now, what is the main method that we can use here? First one, this is known as the chlorination tower, from where we can add up the chlorine, and from the top and we just add the slaked lime with the compressed air. This is called as the hooper. As the chlorine is going to be introduced, here we add up chlorine as well as the hot air. From the top, the slaked lime is coming, which is the calcium hydroxide. Now it is going to be react with this, and at the end it is going to produce the bleaching powder, which has formula CaOCl2. These are the reacts, and the waste gases that are produced in this process, they will be removed from here. And at the end, we just gain the main product, which is the bleaching powder. Now, this apparatus just works on the counter current principle. This works on the counter current principle. Now, what does mean by this counter current principle? It just means that the maximum reaction of the slaked lime and the chlorine is brought about with a very little loss of the different chlorine, as this is the counter current, that all the substance, one substance is coming from the top and the other substance is coming from the side. So at the end they get react with one another, and we just have the main product, and there is no loss of chlorine in this method. So this was the Beckman's method for the preparation of the chlorine. I hope you guys understand. And if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section, and I will get back to you guys soon. The next topic that we will discuss, it is the properties of the bleaching powder in detail. For that time, you guys keep learning and have a good day.